bienvenidos a otro video newsletter. This is going to be the video version of my most recent newsletter for January to tell you all about what I've been up to this first month of the year. As we get started, let's take a moment to remember why we're here. John 13:35 says, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." So, what have I been up to since last time? In this new year, I've been continuing the search for a new place to use for the different ministries I'm wanting to launch as soon as possible. I've actually found the place and have begun the process. I'm going on Monday to possibly go ahead and pay the first month's rent and get started with that. Now, I've also been able to start visiting local churches again, building those relationships. I've also enjoyed getting to know more of the people around Nacome as I'm walking around town to run my various errands for the mission. In San Lorenzo, I've been working on starting an English practice group to reach out to and get to know more of the people in the community, while also continuing with the free English classes for the youth in the church. And the Saturday before last, we did a special event for the youth. The whole church really gathered together to put that on and make it a special event for them. Now, as for a devotional talk for this month, I'd like to share a little bit about how God is bigger than we often give him credit for, based on just a few words from 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. In a recent sermon, we learned about Naaman of Syria and how he learned to obey what God said to him through the prophet Elisha. But as we were starting reading, something specific stood out to me from the very first verse. It says, "Because by him the Lord had given victory to Syria." And in Spanish, instead of the word victory, it says salvation. What struck me was that God is doing his thing, and not just with us. God had called the people of Israel. He had set them apart as his people, but he didn't just work with them. God had his hand in Syria's victory and deliverance too. We see this as well with the Magi that went to Bethlehem to see the Messiah. God has told us what we need to know in the scriptures, but he himself is not limited to what we know of him. God is God, and he can do whatever he wants, wherever he wants, however he wants. We seek him by what we know based on what he's revealed to us, but he can very well love on the rest of creation in the ways that will never make sense to us. So what's up next for me? I've actually found a place in Nacome to rent, and it looks like the best option is going to be for me to move into the house myself. And I'm also going to need to furnish, clean, and prepare this space, but some of the youth from the church in Nacome have already volunteered to help out. As this gets underway, I want to start as soon as possible with the free English class for the youth, the soup kitchen on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and the monthly seminars for the adults. This will also be a place that I'm going to set up as kind of an office space for me, and being in Nacome is going to be a lot easier to go around and get to know the city and do a lot of the other preparatory work that I have for many of these ministries. Now, how can you be praying for the mission? First off, some thanksgiving that while I'm waiting for my residency, I was able to successfully extend my tourist visa for 2 months. As far as others are concerned, several of the members or their relatives of the church in Nacome either have surgeries planned or recently had surgeries. So prayers for safe surgeries, prayers for healing, prayers for recovery. As for me personally, God, I believe, has answered my prayer as to whether or not I should move to Nacome myself, and I am moving there. So now what I'd like to ask for as we move forward is for God's continued guidance and wisdom as I begin this next chapter of the mission journey. Aside from prayer, if you'd like to participate further, you can start by following along either here on YouTube by subscribing or following my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, or X, formerly known as Twitter, or you can also contact me to be added to my email newsletter list. And if you feel led to participate financially, you can do that with any of the information currently on screen, scanning the QR code, or clicking in the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following along, thank you for your prayer, and thank you for your support. God bless.